Good morning, welcome to Getting on Track Together. I'm Nathan and
Junior.
And today we have
George.
George is our special guest today.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have some fun today.
Yeah.
So, how are you today? It's Monday morning, a bit cold this morning, really nice, clear morning there. Very, very icy around here. So, this is Getting on Track Together. If you are new to this, then you are in for a treat, hopefully. For the next however long we're here, because it's very relaxed.
Yeah.
We started a bit later and that's all good.
Yeah.
However long you're here, we're going to have a bit of chat, we're going to have some questions, conversations which we need to have, you know. A bit of community info, a bit of life tips and wisdoms and quotes.
I don't know about that.
That's like George, is it? And we'll do some shows. If you want to interact as we're going through the show, and please do, you can comment, which just reminds me, I need to get my tablet from up there in a minute.
Tablet, it's not on drugs.
No, tablet to see the comments, guys, yeah. You can comment away, you can get in touch with us via Messenger as well. You can email us at itsgoodtotalk@gmail.com. That's itsgd2tk@gmail.com. We are doing the show here live from Runcorn Station, and it's a nice space, George, isn't it? When you came in, it's nice and warm, isn't it?
Yeah, really welcome.
50p a metre, always works.
So thanks to Avanti for allowing us to use this space, the community lounge. Thanks also, as always, to Laura, community champion here, and the rest of the team. And this morning we come in and everything was laid out, wasn't it? Or we've got a coffee machine on and all that sort of stuff, so made us feel very, very welcome.
Bacon butties.
That's twice you said that now.
Hint.
Yeah, we haven't got the budget to stretch that yet. If you're local and you want to bring George a bacon butty, then feel free. Come to the door.
Bring three. Bring three.
I'm veggie then, I'm alright. So how are you today anyway, Junior? Are you okay?
I'm good, yeah. Bit cold this morning, as you see. I still got me coat on.
Yeah,
I'm staying.
You had a busy weekend this week?
Yeah, always a busy weekend, music and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very good, interesting weekend.
Yeah. How's your weekend been?
Good, very good.
Good weekend?
Yeah.
I had a nice weekend. I spent some time with the kids. And one of the highlights of two highlights of my weekend, right? It's Nevaeh, you know Nevaeh. Both like Nevaeh. So Nevaeh is my 16-month-old. I've got 5 children. I'm very, very blessed.
He's been a busy boy.
Very, very blessed, very fortunate, and they're all amazing. So Nevaeh is my youngest. She's 17 months now, actually. And on the weekend, I was, that big piece of wood that I had, the staff, remember? And I was working on that, pulling all the bark off it.
Right.
And we were outside on the patio area. And Nevaeh came over and she found such great pleasure as I was getting the bark off, and she was going like this and pulling it off, and putting it in a little box.
Therapy.
Yeah, that was great. and then another highlight of the weekend was that my son's got this little bird whistle from Thailand.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's this little thing that you just put a bit of water in it, and then you blow into it, and it sounds like a bird.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's great. And she was doing that. She was doing the bird whistle. So anyway, proud dad.
There you go. I'm not mentioning football though. Let's put it this way. I'm feeling very blue today.
Right.
I'm saying nothing, George. I don't know who you support, George. But I'm saying nothing. But I'm a very happy blue today, I must say. So
you're happy and blue.
Yeah.
I'm a Liverpool supporter, through and through, but I was glad Everton won.
Very good.
I was glad Everton won.
Respect, George.
This was the second team, you've got to be.
Respect, George.
Why, what happened with Everton?
We beat Arsenal. We haven't won a game. We haven't won a game for ages, so it's not football. It's not football, but we haven't won a game for ages, so I'm very excited.
I think what it is when you support a team and you don't get much to be happy about.
Exactly.
And when they are, then it's like you've got to shout about it.
That's exactly when you're expected to win and you win, the victory is sweeter.
Very much.
When you expect it to win, it's boring.
Which is I shared a post this morning about facing your fears. And obviously those players, you know, a lot of those players, when that pressure, whoever you are, when that pressure is on you, you're anxious, aren't you? And then facing up to it, when you come through it, the other side, I've done good. So we've got a couple of quotes for you today, guys. First off, we've got Junior's got a quote, and I've got a quote. Quote of the week. We've got 2 quotes of the week this week. I think we'll probably do that every week, maybe.
Probably. That'd be good. There's loads of quotes out there, you know. There's lots of quotes out there. And this one, I found quotes of the week. It says here, and listen up, people, this is a good one, this. Always remember, you are absolutely unique, just like everyone else. And that's by Margaret Mead.
So what does that say to you? Because you were saying what you got.
Well, I think that says to me that we're all unique. You're not better than anyone else. We're unique. Unique. Although you said something about same but different.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're all unique. So if anyone tries to make you feel like you're not as good as they are, it's absolute rubbish. We're all unique. You know, just like everyone else. But we're all different as well.
Yes. So the Thai saying is same but different. Which really covers that. And I really feel like just wanted to add to that is if sometimes we do through life and I've been in this position actually, where you have to, when people make you feel like they're above you. I think generally that comes because they're so insecure inside. They're so scared they can't face up to themselves. 100%. So I know it's hard sometimes, but you don't have to take it personally. You don't have to, if somebody is that way with you. So my quote is, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks. I feel like I want to do it in an accent. But I do fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Now that was from Bruce Lee. And if you don't know who Bruce Lee is, please check him out. Google the name.
Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, great martial artist.
The Way of the Dragon.
Movie star. We like dragons.
Love Bruce Lee.
But he was very, very peaceful man apparently, even though he spent his career fighting or whatever. So with that, what that is for me is that habits, the fact that it's a big thing at the moment. I was talking, and we do a men's group, don't we, George? That's how we know each other, isn't it? And we'll come to that in a minute. But we do a men's group over in Frodsham, which is not far from here. And that's on a Thursday night from 7ish till 9ish. And it's a safe space. You come and have a chat. You feel part of.
Bacon butty?
They started their bacon butty thing. Actually, on Thursday when we were there on the men's group, because you couldn't make it, could you, this Thursday? They did have some buffet food out. Funnily enough.
Buffet. You missed that, George. You missed out when you don't go. That's it.
They said, because George isn't here tonight, some food out for you.
That was leftover food from a few
Not for it, it was some earlier in the day, so at this group on Thursday, I was touching on the fact of creating habits. And that's what that quote is about. I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. So you can't just expect, when you say to yourself, like the whole New Year's resolution, and you go, I want to start doing this. I want to start walking, or I want to start going swimming, or I want to start doing this. And then you do it, and then you do it again, and then you sort of, The thing is, that's not a habit, right? So the way our brains work, apparently, is that you have to keep doing it and pushing yourself over. I think the average time is 40 days, 30, 40 days, something like that. Before you created that habit properly, right? So you've got to find those ways to start that habit. So putting a reward on it or something that helps me. So if you want to, say for example, if I thought, right, I want to start doing every day, going on this walk to this place every day. So and I don't really want to. Do you know what I mean? So then I've got to have a reward at the end of it. So at the end of the walk, I'm going to do this, get an ice cream or have a brew or have a bacon butty or whatever it is.
There's going to be a pub at the end of it.
Exactly. So give yourself a reward at the end of the habit, and that helps you to get the habits in place. I'm
not encouraging drinking, when you're going walking, I must say.
You can drink anything, obviously.
You want to get your tablet?
Yes, good idea.
Last week, remember, it went off.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
thinking, yeah.
You can be talking to no one.
I know. Have you got something community?
Oh yeah. We've got some community stuff. I've got some community stuff on my phone as well. Let me just check. These before I start giving out any useless information that no one wants to know about.
If, as always, guys, if you've got anything you want to tell us about community-wise, whether it's in local to Runcorn or it's further afield, wherever you are, you think it's something that people want to know about, then please let us know. Also, if you want to work with us in any way, give us a shout. If you want to come appear as a guest on the show, come and sit here and have a chat with us.
Yeah.
Get in touch with us, or you know somebody else who wants to do that. We've got some very, very interesting people coming up over the next few weeks. Today we've made do with George today. Honestly, I was joking, and he knows I'm joking. Because George is one of the nicest. George is one of the most interesting guys, and I really hope that, well, as we're here today, when we talk, I really hope that comes across, because I really feel like you've got a lot to give.
George has got a cracking sense of humour.
Oh yeah, very much. Yeah, you are one of those. What would you say, George? Like the Joker in the room, right?
Oh yeah, I'd sooner tell you the joke than tell you his problems.
True. So what's on in Houghton? So as I always say every week, if you want to know what's on in Houghton, go on the What's On in Houghton Facebook page and check it out. But I'll just get some. I'll have a look through, and I'm not. I don't favour anything. I just look through and see what catches my eye, and I write it down. But if you really want to know what's on in Houghton, it's always on the What's On in Houghton Facebook page. There's a lot of stuff on there. So the one I like a couple here. One is the Age Well Training. Now I don't know what that means. Age Well Training. I don't know if that wants you to age well or age well training, right? So it's on a Wednesday, 9:30 to 3 o'clock at Runcorn Town Hall, Heath Road, Runcorn. Right? Is it
Sorry, mate. Yeah. It's on. I was just showing George.
Yeah. So and it goes plus there's another thing here called Halton Short Breaks at Halton Lee Library. Okay. Saturday 11th of the 2nd 2023, and it's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's for ages 8 to 17. Now when I looked at it, Halton Short Breaks, it says here that it's
short break.
Yeah, but it says here about Halton Short Breaks. It says here this session is part of our Halton Short Breaks project.
Right.
These sessions are funded especially for young people in Halton with additional needs. Please contact us if you're not sure at info at makocreate.co.uk, and the number is 0151 345 1419. That's 0151 345 1419. And that's Halton Short Breaks. It's like a 2-hour fun and hands-on code Sphero workshop. Teaches the power and the coding of robotics, and it's a fun, safe environment. So yeah, that's it talk about Lego and stuff like that here as well. So that's Halton Short Breaks. It's not like when I first saw Halton Short Breaks, I thought, that must be going on holiday and stuff like that, but it's not. So that's why I got this information. So if you want to know about it, go to Halton, ring up that number 0151 345 1419 and check them out. And it's for young people in Halton with additional needs.
Obviously, it sounds great. Maybe this is some kind of respite, maybe. So it gives. So back in the day, I had. I don't. You probably don't know this, but back in the day, where I was brought up was my mum and dad ran a charity day centre, and it was free. So it was they didn't even want to take donations.
Yeah.
But it was basically a place where, in the school holidays and at other times, the kids and adults would be able to come along who had additional needs, as they say, all different kinds, and then the parents would be able to get a break, because obviously when you're caring for a child who is who has those additional needs, and it can be it's draining, isn't it? You need that time. So maybe that sounds maybe.
Yeah, it looks like something like it. And there's one more as well I've got here for, and it's for youngsters. It's like a children martial arts, Filipino Eagles children martial arts at Brookfield Recreation Centre, Runcorn, every Thursday, 6 to 14. And I like this because it's about training from 6 to 14, training kids look after themselves, be able to defend themselves if they go out on their own.
Yeah.
And you know, fitness is about youngsters getting fit instead of just always being in front with Xboxes and stuff like that. It's good for them to get out as well. I like this. I used to do a bit of martial arts in my younger days. Like,
can you do some? Can you do a little?
No, I'm not Bruce Lee.
Little demo.
I wish I practiced one kick 10,000 times. That'd be all right.
Maybe what we could do like a little attempt one day, like a little skit.
Yeah. So that's it.
I think the good. I should do some martial arts.
Yeah. I should do a thing called Goju.
Yeah.
Mike Brooks, Goju, full contact Goju. Mike Brooks used to be my sensei, and he was a short, stocky, but powerful guy. He used to put us through the mill. It was hard. But that was like in my 20s, you know what I mean, when I was younger, you know, when I thought I wanted, you know, after watching Enter the Dragon, I thought, I'm going to have a go, you know. Yeah.
Sometimes that's what that's good though, isn't it? You know, you must have had that when you see something sometimes, and you whether it's on TV or a movie, and I want to do that, or a football, sports. How many times, when you're younger and you sort of see something like a football match or a cricket match maybe.
Well, that's it. That's what I saw.
You want to go out, don't you, and recreate it. But now what so many of them do is they see a football game and then they want to recreate it on FIFA. On the PlayStation, on the Xbox, instead of going out and trying to do it yourself.
So I want to be 22 again.
What would you do if you were 22 again now?
If I was 22 again? I can't say it.
No, you remember, remember Radio 5?
We are really fortunate actually, because George was saying before he is like a experienced radio guest, aren't you?
I was on Radio 5 for 5 minutes.
That's it.
Talking about many sheds.
You know what? There's been a lot of things accomplished in 5 minutes, mate. Don't worry.
Aye, George, I can see your mind turned over there.
Okay, so
brilliant.
what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a song, aren't we?
Are we right? Are we going to do the first song now?
Yeah. And I think it's a good time to do it because this song is very much about when you're missing somebody, isn't it? I think. So when you're missing when you love somebody, when they're and it doesn't have to be somebody in a relationship with you, does it really?
No.
Anybody.
It could be anything.
Any kind of relationship.
It could be a dog or anything like that.
Yeah. My
chicken.
mum.
Could chicken, my chicken.
Yeah, 100%. There's no rules on this, mate. There's no rules in life, really. It's what you make, right? But yeah, actually, what you're saying about the dogs, my mum, I spoke to my mum last night, and her dog she had before, Toby, he died a while back, and she's not had a new dog since then.
Right.
And last night I spoke to her, and she was so happy, because she'd had this pug, a little pug, and he was sat on the sofa with her. And I said to her, she was telling me about, sometimes sometimes people have the tendency to say about money, and they say, well, it's cost me this much, but, and then it's like explaining why, do you know what I mean? But for me, I said to her, there's no price on, you've got a companion now, you've got like the emotional support of that dog, so whatever price you have to pay for that, whatever price you're able to pay, that's what you do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me just 1 second, Jill. I'm just trying to finally get the lyrics up in case I need them for. I'll do this and then. I think I'll make another coffee. Do you want another coffee?
I'm okay.
You're alright, yeah. Okay, right, here we go. Oh yeah, beautiful. Have you noticed the high tech, by the way, George?
Yes, very high, yes.
I love that song. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
When she's gone,
She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, I wonder this time where she's gone.
when she's gone,
I wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
when she's
And
gone,
this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away.
away.
And I know, 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 I know. Hey, I'll leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
When she's gone,
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
when she's gone, when she's gone, she's
Only
gone.
darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
When she's
And
gone,
this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away.
she goes away.
Sound up, Sergeant. Anytime she goes away.
She's gone,
Anytime she goes away.
she's gone,
Anytime she goes away.
gone.
Thank you very much, George.
Woo! I played all the chords. Sometimes not necessarily the right order, but it sounded alright.
It was a bit of it. It was one of those things where it was this morning. Oh,
Yeah.
like, oh, do you know what?
Yeah,
We'll do
yeah.
that one. That's
It's always going to be like that, isn't it?
yeah,
it's always
of
going
course,
to be like that.
another thing that we haven't said actually that maybe we could do is that if you have a song request that
Yeah.
you want us to do, that maybe for the following week.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you let us know a song request.
As long as it's not Banata or Bohemian Rhapsody with sound.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably have a go. But if there's a song that you want us to try, please let us know.
Yeah.
And if we can't do it in that week, or maybe the next week, or not at all, but at least it's worth asking, you know?
Yeah.
So thanks for that, George. You've now sang live in Runcorn. Bucket list.
We start a choir soon.
So, I wanted to, basically, it's now time, George. I wanted to ask you some questions, really. Did I give you the list of questions?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yeah, cool. It's alright. Oh, cheers. So how did you? So for everybody, obviously I know, but for everybody here, how did you end up like here today now?
Well, it's good to talk.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's good to talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Started going. Actually, started going there because I just moved to Prodrum and I wanted to get to know people.
Yeah.
And Nathan started this group, so I thought, well, it's one way to get to know people,
Yeah.
you know. So, so I joined, and I met a lot of nice people,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. And I've enjoyed it. I enjoy going on a Thursday. You know, not every Thursday. Sometimes I have to have a break. You know, it's something, somewhere to go,
Yeah.
and you know, to get to when you know people around, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
You know.
Very much. Yeah. And what about, so obviously through that, so what George is meaning, the men's group I mentioned before on Thursdays in Frodsham. And we met there, didn't we? Well, through there, sort of through Andrew, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we became friends.
Yeah.
So and then I asked you to come on here, didn't I?
Actually, it's through Ray we met.
Through Ray.
Through Ray, yeah.
Right, yeah, Ray. So, which is brilliant. So Ray, how do you know Ray? So Ray's your friend from
Men in Sheds.
Men in Sheds. So tell us a bit about Men in Sheds then. Tell us a bit about
Well, Men in Sheds, it's mostly for retired men. Instead of sitting at home all day, you can go there, do woodwork, you can play pool, go on the computers, teach the computers who don't know them. And there's quite a few things to do. but it's mostly like woodwork.
Yeah.
I've made quite a few things there.
Well, yeah. Well, I think we'll come back to that after because I want to talk a little bit about your skills, really. With the Men in Sheds concept, if you're not aware, like George was saying, it's charitable, isn't it? Is it classed as a...
Yeah, it was started off by 8UK.
Yeah.
It was funded through the lottery,
Right.
and then after a couple of years, the lottery finished, and KTI took over, which was the Japanese tobacco industry. They took over, and they paid 75% of the cost for running the shed.
Wow.
The rest was paid through our fees.
Yeah, yeah. So, what I love about the concept of Men in Sheds and the idea, I love the two things of giving people somewhere to go together,
Yep.
which I love, and I think that we need more of that. We talk about that, don't we?
Yeah, all the time.
And then the other idea of it is giving people, empowering people, right? So many people feel like they don't know what to do. They don't have anything good to do. You know, they don't have anything to offer, right? And I feel that the concept of Men in Sheds with learning how to make things, you know, and all that, I think it's absolutely amazing. And you know, I mentioned to you before about how, well, we've talked about this for over a year, haven't we? That we want to start something. For me, I think that, and I know there's people locally who are very interested in doing something locally. Me personally, I think that it would be best to do it sort of that it's available for everybody, but in its own way, you know. So you could do it with like lads and dads and mums and daughters and all different ways of doing it, and then have like just men, just women, but I just think that it's such a great thing to have somewhere where people can go, they can learn how to make things, they can learn woodwork and crafting.
There's a thing in Runcorn called Make Fest.
Okay.
And I'll have a look. It's on Facebook somewhere. It's in
I think I've seen.
Yeah, it's I think I'm sure Gail and them had something to do with it. It was
Right.
last time.
Oh yeah,
Make Fest. It's I think
Okay.
it's someplace up in the shopping city, so I don't know for sure, so don't quote me on this.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a thing. If you have one, have a look at it.
Okay,
It's
Make
probably
Fest.
it's probably something that we could speak to them about and maybe get some ideas together, see how we can incorporate, you know, to get it going. But it's definitely that's definitely about.
Actually, I know there was one guy, and I was just telling we were talking about him before actually, and he was a friend of yours, wasn't he? And I didn't know him very long, but
Alan, yeah. God bless his soul.
When I met Alan, one of the first things he was talking about was Men in Sheds,
Yeah.
and how he wanted to do one in this area, because there isn't anything like that.
Well, in Thornton, actually,
Yeah.
there's a place called Wiltshire
Yes,
Way.
yeah.
But
It's very different, isn't it?
it is and it isn't really. It used to be run by man and wife, and to him it was open to everybody. When he died, his wife took over, and she's a little bit fussy on him.
Yeah, I think it's referrals now. I remember I had a conversation with her, and it was so it's more focused where that they you can be referred to it
You have to
through
go with a minder. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So you go to like the GP or through the services that way. So I think but what we're talking about ideally is something that is open to everybody.
It's more inclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, very
You see,
much.
with Men in Sheds, when I started going, it took 10 years of me because of my daughter.
Yeah.
Because of my daughter, it took 10 years of me.
Right, yeah.
You know, because I was getting
Even lease a life kind of thing.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting at my I was probably getting grumpy. I was like drinking more.
I can't imagine you being grumpy, mate.
Yeah, oh God, I was. In fact, my grandkids would call me Grumpy Grandad. Even bought me a mug with Grumpy Grandad.
Yeah.
And you know, but during the Sheds, just took years of me like that. You know. Yeah, and put, as my daughter says, they put a stride in my step.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what's great about that? Is it? If somebody sat there watching this now, that shows you how much it can change, right? Because when you're in that place, you know, when you're feeling like you did before, then it's easy to think, oh, this is it. This is my life, you know. And if you're, like you said before, about when you just sit and you just do nothing, and, it can feel very dark, can't it? But sometimes all it takes is one choice and one decision, and then all of a sudden your life's changing. You're going up. Like, look at you now, you know. So you are. Do you mind telling everyone how old you are?
22.
22, yeah.
But about a hard life.
Off the paper around.
So, youngest house, I'm 22 at house sometimes. But, basically,
You're looking well, George, I've got to say.
well, you know...
you have a great attitude to life, don't you, basically?
Well, yeah, the thing is, it's all up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Down there for dancing, George, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. Down there for dancing, yeah. Well, you know, it's the matter of, it's your outlook.
Yeah.
I've got my console, got my Xbox.
Yeah.
You know, I play my Xbox and that.
You see, George, I haven't got a club out of Xbox, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I love the Xbox.
I think it's crosswords.
But you said before, haven't you, about how, oh yeah, that's the Express. Freight train. Sometimes you got the freight train, sometimes the Express.
Elizabeth Cotton freight train.
Alright, yeah.
She got a great song. She from the 80-something left-handed.
She goes so fast.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
Oh,
Left-handed guitar player from America, Elizabeth Cotton. That's a great song, Freight Train. Look it up.
Freight Train.
Them cars go fast.
But yeah, so when you were saying before about about your outlook and what have you, with the Xbox as well, you said that you told me before, haven't you, about how sometimes it gives you that focus that you need, or sometimes it takes you away from, you know, if you've had a rough time, or sometimes. But then you've said about the other side of it as well. So you know, tell us about. So you know, you go on your Xbox sometimes, but tell us about how you balance it out, so you don't do it too much, and how it's helped you.
Well, with the Xbox, you can get. I don't play online. I play like just play my own, create my own worlds with different games and things like that. You know, and just get you away. You know.
Yeah.
If I do play online, it's usually with my grandson.
Yeah.
Right, he goes away to see that, so you know. What's the name? But we and him used to see him up a lot. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Gang up on the kids. Yeah.
Gang up on no, well, actually, it's not kids now. It's adults. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and we used to enjoy that. You know, but it's at the same time, you've got to get out of the house and exercise by doing things. I love doing gardening. And I love doing woodwork, you know.
Oh, don't know what happened there. Sorry, mate. I was looking at this. I just noticed the screen went off. Yeah, you love doing woodwork. It's still going, so it's okay.
Yeah, I love doing woodwork, and actually, I like it in the pool as well.
Yeah, give him a pool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they have the pool table at Manchester.
I have a pool table at Manchester. Yeah, we've got a gym as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's empty.
I was going to say, see, we were talking about rewards before, to get people into the gym, put some bacon butties in there.
Yeah.
And then after they've done the gym, they get free bacon butties.
Last time I went to the gym, it was shut.
Actually, on a Monday, so I'm missing Nancy Day.
Yeah.
Last Monday I went in, and we're doing sausage butties.
Oh, nice.
Sausage, yeah, and bacon.
Yeah.
You know. So Susan walked in, I ordered the sausage butties.
It's a good advert for farmers, George. Tell you that. Bacon sausages.
Yeah, and Blackwood.
Oh,
there you go. While you're full words.
I know that you love a particular place to get your sausages, eggs, and all the bacon from, don't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Cowards.
Cowards, yeah. I'm just, Cowards, if you're watching, you know, you want to say
Exactly, yeah.
He loves
the advertisement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've got it. What's it? Air fryer. I've got an air fryer now.
Oh, they're great.
And then beef is done in an air fryer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are. I don't know if you guys.
one,
So we had. So we've actually got no working oven at home, right? So we live in a private, you know this, don't you? So we live in a private rented house, and the landlord, for the past, I don't know, like year, 2 years maybe, the oven wasn't working, and we told him, and it's an integrated oven.
Yeah.
So he said, oh, that's it. Right? So what we ended up doing was getting, we had no money, so we had to do it on like on a ferry.
Yeah.
We've got this Ninja. It's a Ninja foodie.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's an air fryer, but it's also an oven,
Yeah.
a grill,
Yeah.
a dehydrator.
We've got
Oh, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But you put something in the air fryer, you know, anything you want pretty much, isn't it? And
Oh, yeah.
20 minutes,
You
10
can,
or
you
whatever.
can stack it, can't you? You can rub the chicken, you can do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's really
Well,
good.
bacon, I do bacon in it. But don't,
You have got bacon on the mind today.
don't do eggs in it.
Oh, actually, do you know what? Apparently, if you put a boiled egg, if you put a raw egg
Yeah.
into the air fryer for 8 minutes,
Yeah.
then apparently it makes a perfect boiled egg.
Well, I tried this and I misread it. And I thought it said 19 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? And 19 minutes I thought it says. And it was 6 minutes
Yeah.
on 190.
Right, yeah.
And I took this boiled eggs out.
It's a chicken.
You can bounce them off the floor. You can play table tennis.
You have the my story about cooking an egg. That's for another show. I'll have to say. I'll tell you privately first.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll see
yeah.
if it's worth going live. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who know me. If they're watching, they'll know the egg story. Yeah.
You're not sure if it's okay to.
Well, it's not bad, but I want to tell you first why it came about, and if it's something that we could go live with, you know what I mean, that'd be better, you know.
Well, I just remember actually, everybody at the minute, because of the weather changes and everything, everyone's like got a bit of a sniffle or something.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot. I did want to say, please check out the benefits of vitamin D. Okay, so we're not here to medically recommend things to you, obviously, but on a personal basis, vitamin D I've found really, really helpful. And there's lots of studies you can find and data you can see online that really shows the benefits of vitamin D. So vitamin D is what we produce in our body from sunlight. Some kinds of vitamin D, and then also you get it in food. So it helps your immune system. So when you're deficient in vitamin D, then your immune system doesn't work as well to fight off bugs and viruses and other things. So please check out the benefits of vitamin D. Yeah, so there you go. And I
have names for every day. I'm not saying I'm religious to have it every day, but before I come out this morning, I had my vitamin C first thing before I come out this morning. So when I get home, I've got 3 more. Because my wife makes sure I take. She goes, have you had your stuff today? So I have. I have vitamin B12, vitamin D, vitamin C, and another one I take every day. So
the B12, do you have that because you don't get it in your food?
Because when I don't know if it's something to do with hemoglobin and stuff like that. My hemoglobin or something was really low. So I take and I take zinc as well.
Zinc is really good.
So I have.
So you need a tablet for me?
Yeah. But I also eat. I have veg every day, you know, and then I have broccoli every day, and I have veg on my plate every single day. I eat fruit every single day.
Do you know one of the best things?
I don't eat enough fruit in that, you see.
Well,
but what I do is I'll get some broccoli. Put it in a dish. Little drop of water. Put the tablespoon full of water. Put it in the microwave. In about 6 minutes.
Nice.
Oh, but butter.
Spot on. Well, do you know one of the? I think I found a lot of hacks. So like it's a way of, they say life hacks. It's like a phrase now. So something that I found how to introduce things into your diet. If you don't eat a lot of veg, for example, or things like ground seeds. So you can buy in the supermarket a packet of ground seeds. There's different kinds of seeds. Flax seeds, they're really good.
Flax,
chia seeds, they're whole seeds. And if you have Weetabix in the morning,
pumpkin seeds as well.
Just crumble a load of ground seeds onto your Weetabix. You can't even tell that they're there because they actually look like wheat.
I have all that, yeah.
And then you're getting that. So I found that sometimes it's not just eating things like as part of the meal, if you get me, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to always go, right, okay, I'm going to have to eat a plate of vegetables, because you can put stuff into the food that you're eating, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Even if you have if you beans on toast or something, you can sprinkle something onto the beans on toast that then gives it extra goodness and nutrients for you. There's always a way.
I have that. I'll have for my breakfast. Here's my breakfast. I'll have a banana, get a banana, chop it up. I'll have a pear. I'll have dried bananas. I'll have cherries.
Yeah.
I'll have some seeds sprinkled on the,
blueberries. You do blueberries?
Yeah, blueberries is in the fridge.
That's so good for you, blueberries.
Yeah. And I have all that, and then I have natural yogurt.
Yeah.
Big bowls, slop it on top.
That's why he looks 20.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have that.
Yeah.
And but it's stuff because I like it. I used to love Weetabix back in the day, but I can't eat Weetabix now because your stomach won't take it.
Oh, I
have to change.
Yeah.
I have to change what from breakfast. So I found this and this. I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have Weetabix every morning.
Yeah.
With loads of honey.
Yeah.
I used to love milk.
Yeah. That used to be the job. Yeah. I have a honey. I drink a honey every morning before my wife goes to the gym. She brings me up a cup of hot water and honey. I have that every morning.
Yeah. That's really good for you.
Good for the voice as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
Hence I'm like,
honey.
Good for your voice.
Yeah. So hot water with honey and lemon. Lemon is really good as a mix.
Yeah.
It's always, when you're saying about food and eating the food. For me, there's a lot. It's the processed foods that are the worst.
Oh yeah.
So whatever it's like the processed meats or processed and tinned stuff. So a couple of years ago, we stopped just having any tinned food.
Yeah.
But we get it through this zero waste pork grocery. It's like I've told you, haven't I? It's this thing where you pay a tenner every week or whatever, and then they bring you a crate of food.
Yeah.
And it's all wet stuff that the supermarkets were going to get rid of.
Yeah.
But then instead of doing that, this charity, they get it.
Yeah.
So then it's like a zero waste thing. And we sometimes get tins. So then I save all the tins. I put all the tins out into a big crates, tins for emergencies, because it's not the food that's in the tin that's the problem. It's all the stuff that they put into the food to make it last in the tin.
Yeah.
And there's always like weird chemicals and stuff like that. So I try and personally, I try and stay away from as much of that processed food as I possibly can.
Yes, yeah.
It's hard, but do you know what? We were talking about habits before. So growing up, when I was a kid, I wasn't taught how to cook at all. So it wasn't a part of my life, right? And my mum's not watching, it's okay. But our meals were not, they weren't, so like a Sunday dinner to me would have been the basic vegetables, like a mixed veg from Quick Save.
Yeah.
And it would have been, bad chicken, do you know what I mean? Not off, I just mean rubbish chicken.
Yeah.
And then some potatoes and whatever. And like watery gravy. And I used to be like, oh yeah, this is, but that was like my highlight of the week. Yeah. So I grew up like this. So now I'm really proud of the cooking. Yeah. So last night, I've got to tell you this. Last night I did. I've got a jar of Dolmio, and it was from Pork Grocery. So I thought, right, what can I do for the kids today for tea? So I went to this is what I started doing like a couple of years ago. Is instead of using the Dolmio, the pasta sauce, I'd look on the back of the Dolmio and see what's in it.
Yeah.
And not the chemicals, just the ingredients.
Yeah.
And then I put my own. So I had a jar of passata, some garlic, and did my own pasta sauce, right? And made my own pasta bolognese. And then Zach, he was like, I said, Zach, come and try this. He's like, oh, it's delicious, he said. And I'm like, yes. And then he's going, the nicest pasta I've had. Yeah. I said, well, thanks mate, that's really good. And I said, when you were younger and you used to go to primary school, and I said, you used to do a drawing, you used to bring it to mum and dad, and I always used to try and be like, oh mate, that's amazing, well done, that's wonderful, because you put that effort into it. I said, that's what it's like when I cook you something that I've done myself. I've put that effort into it, and then, you come, so when you're saying, oh, that's delicious, I'm so happy. I'm like, woo! Yeah. So cooking wise then, George, do you feel Because with living on your own, do you sometimes feel that it's because when I've been on my own, it's not easier to not.
No. I'll do it. It doesn't take me long to do my cooking because I'll do some short. What I've cut out, I've cut out potatoes.
Yeah.
Because I found potatoes, you don't need that much. You know, now and again I'll have
Sweet potatoes is alright. Sweet potatoes.
Oh, sweet potatoes.
Yeah, that's good for you. That's
I'm
not,
not keen. I mean, I don't mind it, but I'm not keen on it. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Yeah.
But I found, I once had a fanatic on corned beef hash. And the place, I'd be like.
I used to do it,
yeah. We all went down and we corned beef hash. When you're on your own, corned beef hash is a staple.
Up the beans are poured on top of it.
Oh,
God, you know. But now it's mostly like, like last night, when we say last night, I had bacon and egg, and I quite enjoyed bacon and egg.
Bacon again.
Well, my doctor most said to me, George, bacon is only for mountain climbers.
Right.
I said, yeah. Well, for me, getting up the stairs, I didn't tell them I lived in a bungalow.
Now that is perfect timing, George.
Yeah.
So what now in your day? What gets you out of bed? What's now is your motivation?
Go to toilet.
What's your motivation like?
Motivation to get out of bed is, well, there's always something I've got to do. There's always something.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes to sheds or, I mean, in the winter, let's face it, sometimes I'll open the curtains and get back in bed.
Yeah, don't blame you.
You know, and it's you know, but in the when it starts getting now, like now, even now February, I can see some of the daps coming up and things like that. You know, and I want to get out and do a little bit. My back garden yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, and I just sided up a bit. You know. It's
and you've got your grandchildren as well, haven't you? You've got grandchildren. And
my eldest grandchild is 33. My youngest grandchild is 8.
Right.
You know, but I've got the two, my son's daughters, youngest daughters, and they're 10 and 8. And I usually mind them on a Wednesday. Yeah, you know, a Wednesday when my son's away. And Yvonne, daughter-in-law, she's working. And I enjoy mine.
Yeah.
I enjoy mine. They
But you
play me up a lot.
But you spoil them, don't you?
Well, yeah, but I try to. But the thing is that they want to be teenagers, you see.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I do enjoy looking after them.
So you're not grumpy granddad anymore.
No. But with them, you see, I make up characters.
Yeah.
I make up characters. Like you've got this girlfriend called Porchetta.
Porchetta. Bacon again.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's obsessed.
Porchetta she's indestructible. You know what I mean? And they love me talking about Porchetta.
Yeah. It's funny after the grandkids, you know, because I've got grandkids as well. I've got 6 grandkids. And my eldest grandson's 19.
I've got 6, yeah.
When I get in the car with the granddaughters and or the grandsons, I'm driving them, I says, right, I don't know where I'm going. But I want them to know where they're going, how to get, you know. So I don't know where I'm going, so you direct me along the road to, you know, to your house. Yeah. And you tell me where I'm going to take. And if they don't tell me, I just drive. And they go, oh, Granddad, you've missed it. And they love playing, and they say to me, you know, he's testing us, Granddad. I said, well, yeah, because I want to see how much knowledge you're getting there from knowing where you live, where you are. So if you get lost, you know where to go instead of just aimlessly.
That's good.
You know, so
good tips. Good tips, life tips. You see, that's what it's about. Sharing things. You know, like because I found that very much that you learn stuff from other people.
Yeah.
So you know, and I've said to you before, haven't I, about one of the. I really think one of the biggest problems is. With like where we're at in society is that the kids now don't have as much interaction with older people.
No.
So like back through our history, we've always had the grandparents passing on all the wisdoms and the problems and life stories that they've come through to the kids. So then you take, even if you ignore it, it's still got in.
Yeah.
You've still got that, right? And then it helps you in life. And now there's so much, like the average child, I think, spends so much time on the phone or on a game that they're not getting those relationships and learning from the old people, you know. And it's just things like this, like communicating and talking about stuff, and then you get information, don't you? Like that's a great little tip.
Well,
You know? That thing what you just said before. I used to do stuff like that with my kids when they were little. I used to have Barry. My daughter now 18, she said, "Do you remember Barry?" She came around last week, she said, "Dad, do you remember Barry?" Of course I remember Barry.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's the things you do, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I used to have little rhymes to my kids when they were younger. And it's funny. I just happened to mention the first line of it, and my two daughters who are now in the 50s. And I haven't said this to them since they were kids. And I just said the first, and they said it right through. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it went like one fine day in the middle of the night, two dead men got up to fight. Back to back, they faced each other, pulled out their swords and shot each other. I still remember that.
Have you heard the one about it was a dark and stormy night. 3 robbers were in a cave. One robber said to the other, "I'm going to tell you a story. It was a dark and stormy night. 3 robbers were in a cave." Have you heard that one?
They
Just
just
like
like
carries on going. And they're like, they're waiting for you. At some point, 5 times you've gone round it, and they're like, "Oh, in a minute, this is the same story."
Kids remember
the story.
Kids remember stuff because obviously, I mean, when me and my first wife split up, but I got a flat in Castlefields. But I remember when I went to see kids, and my ex-wife said to me, I've got some the kids are always writing on the walls and so on. So I said to the kids, I go into the 2 years, I said, "Look, kids, right, I've got a flat, right? I'm not going to decorate it. When you come to mine, I'm going to have you some markers, and you can write over any wall in this house you want." I didn't decorate when they were little. I just said, "There's your markers. You just draw and write on the wall," and that stopped them writing on. So when they come to mine, and my wall was like, when the mates come round, they'll all be signing all the graffiti all over the wall. They loved it.
But you know what? You're allowing the kids creativity,
absolutely.
and also it's like, what's better? I remember I used to have a photography studio, and I used to say to the customers coming in, you know, to sell the photos, I used to say, "Well, what would you prefer on your wall? So wallpaper that's like nothing to do with you, or photos of your kids, right?" And that's like that. What would you prefer on your wall? Like for me, I would love that. I would much prefer that.
They love it.
Just like a plain wall.
And one of them used to come around and draw a mural in it. And when they come in, so it's kind of think, you know what I mean? They remember that as kids, you know, stuff like that. You know.
I want to make a coffee, right? So I would love you to tell the story of the clean version, the clean version of the story when you picked up that fare and they were all drunk, 3 drunk fellas, and then you took them and dropped 2 of them off first.
No, there was 5 of them. Got the right story, there was 5.
Okay.
It's clean though, George, it's got to be clean.
You dropped some of them off first and you were left with 1 guy, remember?
The clean version, George.
Actually, no, sorry. I go on, I'll have one,
I was just some hot water. That bag's good. Well, it's got a bit better now. So the clean version, George.
So there's 5. Just when I was driving the black cab in Liverpool. Arriving in town, got in the cab. Well, actually, I was talking to somebody through my window. So I was a driver through the window, and we're getting in. You know. I turned around, like, "Where you going, lads?" He said, "We're going to Kirby."
Right.
Okay, fair enough. You know. So off we went. When we get to Kirby, he said, "This fella, we put some money in his top pocket and he's asleep. He's going to Kirby."
Right.
That's
a good chat.
Check that out. So anyway, he said, "We've done it for this. If you can't wake him up, just take the money. But he will wake up when he packs out." Okay, fair enough. So anyway, he was talking to me through the window.
Yeah.
Hey, me up like that. And off it goes. He'll glance and say, I can just see this fella, sleep. So he gets up towards, he said he goes to Leather's Lane.
Leather's Lane, yeah.
When he gets up towards Wood, so I said, which end of Leather's Lane do you want, mate? Which end of Leather's Lane do you want? So, anyway, slows down and that. Turns round and that. I said, bloody dummy. I said, dummy. Look, it is no bloody money in his pockets. Yeah. And it blanked about the cab. So, blanked about the cab. Yeah. And what's his name? He just sprung it on the floor, like, and I was swearing and everything, what's his name? Anyway, I strolled off, like, Anyway, a couple of days later, sold to this cab driver, and he said to me, I seen you throwing somebody out of your cab. He said, I come back, he said, but I'd gone. He said, there's a body on the floor. He says, and there it was a dummy. So he said, I shoved it in the front of my cab. He says, I only got 15 quid for it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a cheek. That's just unreal, that.
Yeah.
I'll have to try it.
You try it, yeah.
That's so
Oh, you could write a book.
Honestly, that's
things like
that's comedy, that, isn't it? That's comedy, that.
That's only one of them.
You think you see something and it reminds you of this.
Yeah. You must have loads of clean stories you could tell about being in a taxi.
Yeah. Both.
Yeah. Unbelievable, that.
Oh yeah. Well, it's I mean, driving a taxi 21 years.
21 years, right?
Yeah. 21 years, and I learned a lot about life in that 21 years.
Yeah, I bet.
A lot about people.
I've got a few mates. I played cricket now. I used to play cricket for the taxis, the Echo taxis back in the day, and I've got a few mates who are taxi drivers, and I know, it's one of them kind of jobs that I thought about it back in the day, but then when I heard some of the stories, I thought, I don't know if I could ever could cope.
Well, this my best one. One of the best ones. There's 5 girls. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. And they get you in a tram. And trams, it's near finishing.
Yeah.
Saturday night, Sunday morning, they're finishing at 4 o'clock in the morning. And he said, we want to go to Cosby, Little Cosby, and then he said, that's a good fare to finish up with that.
Yeah.
So, get to Cosby, 3 exams. Little Cosby, nothing wrong with exams.
Yeah.
The other one said, no, right, so. When we're going along, she says to me, drive, she says, definitely. I said, well, that's where you get off. She says, oh, look, there's a lay-by along here.
Yeah.
She said, you just stop there. He says, oh, just, please. Okay, I can know that. So, she opens the door, gets out, and she says to me, don't you be looking. I said, I'm not looking. She says, you're looking to him. I said, no, look, I look the other way. So, saying, I started looking the other way.
Yeah.
And she said, you finished. Look down. There's a path. She run up the path.
She liked it.
Right up the path. And there's me, stop that looking the other way. Yeah.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
But you've got like endless stories that,
Cheers.
What about, just watching because the cardboard thing.
Yeah.
George, you've got a great love of boats.
Oh yeah.
So how did that come about? How did you end up loving boats?
Well, I've always been interested in boats actually, but when I was 15, left school when I was 15, and well, left the school when I was 14 actually, started to work on the tugs. It was only a small tug, but we used to tow barges from Liverpool Docks to Manchester,
Yeah.
from Liverpool Docks, Ellesmere Port, and also Runcorn here.
Yeah.
And it was 15 years of age. I was fine in the sun, 15 years of age, you know.
Yeah.
But it was, but I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, you know. And then I went on to another company, Laney's and that, you know. And it just caught my imagination, these tubes, you know, so I was really interested in it.
Yeah.
And it actually built quite a few models of tugboats.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're handy with the...
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But I don't work with plans.
Right.
I build from photographs and memory.
Right.
You know.
That's better, as if you're creating something yourself, aren't you?
Yeah. And I mean, I always say, if you're waiting for a plan, you're building somebody else's
Yeah.
version of it. If you build just looking at photographs and
Yeah.
things like that, but it's your own creation.
That's a skill you could pass on, though, to you got grandsons, and that's probably a skill you could pass on, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, my son, he's captain of a super yacht.
Right.
Yeah, captain of a big mega super yacht.
Is he? Right. Well, there you
And
go.
my grandson is he's a bosun, not on the same yacht.
Yeah.
He's on all different yachts, you know.
Right. So.
He's in the Caribbean at the moment.
All right.
You know.
Seafaring blood then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never, apart from the tugs, I never actually went away to sea.
Yeah.
I think I got married when I was too young, really.
Yeah.
You know, and it was. I don't know why I didn't go away to sea. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I was always interested in going away, but I just didn't. You know.
Yeah.
Do you think if you had the opportunity to, I don't mean to change your life, I don't mean that, but if you had the chance to do something different, do you think you might do that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If I was young again, that's what I'd do.
But what about if, say for example, because is it not something you could do now? You know, I don't
Go
mean
away to sea?
yeah, like for a bit. I don't know, go and.
Oh well, the thing is, I
work
mean,
or-
the nearest I've been when my son, he was chief officer on the QE2, and I got 3 weeks holiday on QE2,
All right.
and it was 3 weeks. One night in port, the rest you were at sea, and it was just fascinating.
Yeah.
Across the Atlantic twice, and also to go to Bermuda.
Yeah.
You know, so I've always been interested in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, I was watching a program on TV last night about Challenger, the Space Shuttle Challenger, and when it went up, and then it got blocked. So in Florida, where it was like in a synergy with the Bermuda Triangle, so they found stuff down in the sea, like 30 odd years later, from the Challenger shuttle, and you know what I mean. But obviously NASA still owns, so the Bermuda Triangle. They're thinking, what was the reason why that happened? So they're looking for clues about the Bermuda Triangle. But that's always it's always fascinated me as well.
Yeah.
That Bermuda Triangle thing, that how stuff happen where things just disappear and never seen again.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I'm not going there to find out. Like,
No. But it was, I mean, that was an experience. And I actually went snorkeling in Bermuda.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah.
right?
Is that one of your? There's somewhere else that you've told me about that you went to that really seems to stand out as a place that you loved in your life.
Oh, British Columbia, Canada,
Yes.
up in the Rockies.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating, yeah. I went to Canada at one time for 3 months. That was like about 1987, 88.
Yeah.
I went for 3 months, I went to Canada. And I really enjoyed that, you know. But I've been about 10, 12 times since.
Went to Canada?
Yeah, when my sister lives she lives up in the Rockies.
Right.
And my niece has got a log cabin up in the Rockies. So, you know, he's
Right.
going to stay in there.
That sounds like heaven.
I love
Oh,
that.
that's unbelievable. You know, it gets really cold in the winter. It's all like 20 degrees below.
Yeah.
You know,
Not good for me, that.
You know, but I mean, I usually used to go in the night,
Yeah.
and you know, but you when you've got the where she lives, she's got 15 acres of land.
Right.
She's got a creek runs through the land, and the other side of the creek, there's nothing for about 100 miles. And it's,
Yeah.
you know, and you always feel as if somebody's watching you. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mate, Phil who came on here,
Yeah.
he's got a brother who lives in Canada, and he said to him, they went over and he said, let's go for a coffee. He said, it was like, the coffee was like an hour away.
Yeah.
It's nothing, it's like...
It's got to be worth it.
Yeah. No, it's...
Yeah, that sounds like paradise to me.
Oh, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. It's, I mean, I've been in Vancouver Island, place called Tofino, you know, and that was something else there,
Yeah.
you know. And actually, he got a job for a couple of weeks,
Oh, yeah.
looking after an island.
Right.
Yeah, the woman who owned the island, she was going away somewhere, and I got in with these like local lads who you know, once when they had a little tugboat,
Yeah.
and it's just anybody to look after the island
Yeah.
while she was away. So they volunteered me. I said, sure, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm only an holiday, lads.
Yeah. Well, anyway, and I did. I went back to see my sister first, and then my niece and my nephew and his mates came with me. You know,
Right.
after the island.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Have you ever been to Alberta? Alberta?
No, we've been Alberta, yeah.
Yeah, I've got cousins live in Alberta.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how
That's
they
nice on the,
yeah.
that's nice on the edge of the Rockies.
Yeah.
I've been to Alberta.
Yeah.
And I mean, the flatlands is something else.
Yeah.
You know, what do you call it? They call it the flatlands, they really can't know what they call it. No? But see a thunderstorm there, you see in a thunderstorm.
Yeah, I can imagine.
God. Yeah.
What, impressive.
Yeah, God, yeah. And hailstones.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, we got caught in a thunderstorm. And I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it, you know. But, you know, it was nice experience.
Yeah.
Lovely
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
What do you think in your life? Because what do you classify as being success to you? Like, you know, if somebody asked you the most successful things you've done, some people, success is, you know, a career. Some people, success is a money or a car or a house.
My
What is it to you?
success in life is my kids.
Yeah,
You know,
I love that, mate. I love
Yeah.
that. Absolutely love that.
my son's got a good job. And my daughters both got good jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're all clever. You know.
Yeah.
And your son was that nothing one. No, they're all clever.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like, you
yeah.
know, and we get along great. We all get along.
Well, that's
we all
brilliant,
get along.
yeah.
You know, we don't fall out over stupid things.
Yeah.
And I even get along with my ex-wife.
Yeah.
Friends.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we're still friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
We phone each other now and again. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I'll go visit her even, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a few odd jobs for her.
Yeah. I got on the same thing. I got on with my ex-wife, you know, same, you know. Me and my current wife went to my ex-wife's wedding reception, and they came to ours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you got married again?
I got married again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking for punishment.
Yeah.
Now I started after a couple of. Well, I always said I was going to stay on my own. That was it.
Yeah.
I didn't like my own company.
Yeah.
But anyway, this girl who was, I won't say how much, but she was a lot younger than me.
Yeah.
And she moved in with me, sort of thing. And we were quite happy.
Yeah.
She got around 7 years.
Yeah.
And we were quite happy. And then she started having babies. No way.
Scarp. Yeah.
No
George,
way.
very sensible. Very sensible.
no way.
Mate. Yeah.
Well, you know, it was hard. We split up because she wanted to start a family.
Yeah.
Split up
Yeah.
because of that. But it was very hard splitting up there.
Yeah.
You know.
I can understand that, George.
Yeah.
I know you.
But in the long run, it's for the best.
You're right. It's a certain. It's got a certain cut of probably going to be sensible about stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And decide, because I knew I've got 2 daughters, and I knew that I didn't want any more daughters, any more kids when me and my first one split up, and I was 27 when my youngest daughter was born. And if I went with anyone who mentioned a kid, I was off like, I was like Usain Bolt, gone. Because I didn't want any more kids. I just wanted my kids.
Well,
you know, and that was it. And you did.
Yeah.
That was sensible of you to be that.
Well,
As much as it I hate you, it was sensible.
I found bringing up kids was very, you have to take it serious.
Yeah.
You have to take it serious.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to make sure that they weren't going without and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's responsible, Joe. That's very fair. Any bloke who's watching this out there and listening to this, will understand. Any woman as well will understand exactly. You weren't just being like, you know, you thought about it and being sensible about it and doing. You can't just go willy nilly, dropping kids everywhere.
I used to work in a factory, and then I'd come home and a couple of nights a week, come home from the factory, and I'd go and work in the garage, petrol garage.
Yeah.
Then you serve petrol, went out and serve petrol. And at the time we were the only family in the street who had a car and went on holidays every year. Caravan holidays and that, but we went on holidays. That was the thing in them days.
Yeah.
And every Sunday we went out for the day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And to me that was the main thing, because
that's what
it's like anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but earlier I said to you about habits. So have you got a habit that you've quit and a habit that you've started that you can think of? If you're not sure, I can give you a minute.
Yeah, no, the main habit I quit was smoking.
See? Yeah.
I was smoking when I was driving the cab. I was on about 40, 50, maybe more a day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, at least 40 in there, probably a lot more. You see, driving the cab, people could smoke in the back of the cab then.
Yeah.
Cigarette time, give me a cigarette. Pull up on the line, the first thing you do is light a cigarette.
Yeah.
And one day, when I was in the U5, going for the train at Bed Station, and I got a slope, you have to run up the slope. And I hear the train coming in, I run up the slope.
Yeah.
And I got on the train, and I was desperate for breath. And I went to open the window, and I got my head to the window trying to get my breath.
Yeah.
I got off at the next station, and I sat there at the next station for 1.5 hours. Just sat there, just struggling to breathe.
Yeah.
You know, and it was all through smoking and you know, and that.
Yeah.
And my cigarettes, when I got round, I threw my cigarettes in the waste bin.
Yeah.
You know, a full pack of cigarette packets threw them in the waste bin.
Yeah.
And I've never smoked. That was 1992.
Yeah.
And I've never smoked since.
Well done, mate. That's
I've never smoked since.
Yeah.
That just made me a lesson. I thought I was going to die.
There's two things that stand out about cigarettes that I don't think people, when they whether you're a smoker or not, one of them is that you never buy your first cigarette. You never buy your first cigarette. So someone always gives you cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then the other one is that, you know, when you have the cigarette, or when you're craving a cigarette, and that nicotine, you know what I mean? You wanted that cigarette.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you have it, all it then does is makes you crave another one. You never satisfy the craving, because that's the point of the addiction, right? As soon as you have the cigarette, the nicotine wears out of your system within minutes of having the cigarette.
Yeah.
Well, I started
That's
smoking.
crazy, yeah.
I started smoking when I was about 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And what we used to do is we all started, we found a cigarette, a roller,
Yeah.
the papers,
Right.
and the tobacco in the tin, found.
Yeah.
So me and my mates I mean, there was empty houses everywhere, all the bombed houses.
Yeah.
Go inside in the bombed house and that, sit there and all that. And then when we were around Topical, we were going round the bus stops and going in the bins and getting the dog ends out. And I'd stick the tobacco out with them and filling our tin up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then one of us would go and buy a patch of cigarette papers for my grandfather, like, you know. And we sit there and all the cigarettes and that.
But in those days, though, you used to see, it was all in the films and everywhere, wasn't it? All the adults.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we're cool, we smoke.
It's fashionable.
Well, there used to be an advert, and actually it killed the brand. The advert killed the brand.
Right.
And the advert was, you're never alone with a strand. And you see a fella standing in the doorway and smoking.
Yeah.
So it got like the standing only for lonely people.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
You're never alone with a strand. And there's so many people, and they just killed that brand of cigarettes.
What about, have you got a habit that you started up, even one that you didn't realise you started, like into a hobby that you loved or anything like that?
I can't think of any habits that I've got into. It's, apart from having sleeping in. That's just in the winter. In the winter I do sleep, you know what I mean? I'd say, I love the curtains, man. You know, I'd lay there looking at the sky, you know, I'd sleep, enjoy that, yeah. But, you know, I've got no bad habits, I don't think. You know, I've lost a lot of, when it comes to driving. I used to drive anyway. But now, if I don't know, I don't enjoy driving now. I just drive because it's convenient. So I've got my car.
But you said before, George, you lost weight. You're down to like, you're down. How did you manage to do that? I mean, how did you manage to lose weight? Because you look a very thinky man.
Well, it was mostly through. Don't eat. I was eating for eating's sake.
Right.
So what weight did you go up to? Because you were saying before.
I was 18 stone.
18 stone.
Just 18 stone.
Yeah.
And what's the name? It was just eating for eating's sake.
Yeah.
So if I went shopping, I'd come off. I'd get on my shopping and come home and eat it.
I've done that before. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've done it before.
Yeah, and I was just ridiculous, you know. And cakes.
Oh, cakes.
Potatoes, cakes and that, you know what I mean, chips.
Yeah.
You know, and it was greedy, being greedy.
Yeah.
You
It's
know.
all very addictive food though, isn't it? All that kind of food is really addictive as well, isn't it? Like
Oh, of course,
sugar
you know.
rushes, yeah.
Well, but I mean, I'd eat, if I went and got chips and fish, I'd get 2 fish.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'd get 2 fish, yeah. And, you know,
Did you have peas in it as well? Or great?
No, didn't like, I didn't eat many greens actually.
Yeah.
No.
But you see, you lost that way because you started this men in sheds.
Well,
where's men in sheds? Anyway, where is that? If anyone wants to access men in sheds, where can they find it?
Well, the men's sheds I go to is Ellesmere Port.
Right.
Now, as I said before, it was started by AGK and then it was carried on by JTI. Now, 2 years ago, JTI, they backed out. Yeah. So, we're on our own.
Right.
So, we got some, started to create the money and that, like, you know.
Yeah.
Through donations and everything.
Right.
But last year, we actually got out of where we were.
Yeah.
Anyway, we managed to stay another year.
Yeah.
Now, we had, say about £28,000
Right.
in the bank. See. So, what we had to do, we got to know it was less than that, about 21,000. So, we managed to get another 12 months But
Yeah.
the people who own the property, they wanted the landlords. Age UK was still going through them.
Yeah.
So we're paying the rent, we're paying it to Age UK.
Yeah.
So we sought Age UK, we sought the landlord, and Age UK says they would help us to get another 12 months, but we have to pay the 12 months rent in advance
Right.
to them,
Right.
to Age UK. Because they didn't want to be us to walk away. They
Yeah.
left the rent.
Right.
So we paid them, which was round about £12,000. It was £13,000 that
Right.
I paid UK to go.
Right.
And we still got the amenities to pay for.
Right.
The gas and
How was managed church funded then? How was it funded?
now we pay £30 a month.
Right. So what do you guys?
Sorry, £20 a month.
So do you do anything in respect of having is there a building where you can put a gig on, have live music and stuff like that?
Oh,
is there
yeah.
a bar?
Yeah, well, we've got something that you come on they come a couple of times a week and you have a bit of a band going.
Yeah, but I mean, we say like if you put some, say like you had like a Saturday afternoon, right? Is there a bar at this place?
No, it's not. See, it's not that social place. It's a work room, a workplace. You see,
right? Because if you see what I'm talking, because to raise money, I was just talking about to raise money for the place. If you could have put an event on.
Oh, what we do is we do work in the community.
Yeah.
Do work in the community.
But I mean, what I'm saying is, if you put an event on, it's like you put an event on, right, at the place, and then you say you had a bucket, and you say to people, right, we put an event on today to raise money for men in sheds, and people give a donation.
Yeah.
Of what they can afford.
Well, we are having an opening day, and we have had an opening day.
Yeah.
Which is second on YouTube, that opening day.
Yeah.
All the things we've done and everything like that. We raised quite a bit.
You see, the reason why I asked you, because I'm involved in music locally, and I know a lot of musicians and all that. And if there was a day, I know for a fact that I can ask a few musicians to come and play, right? An afternoon, a couple hours afternoon, you get a bucket, right? You know, people come and, you know, men in sheds are putting on, men in sheds, live music and blah, blah, blah. It's a nice day, people sit down, enjoy themselves, play some, listen to some live music and collect some change. If you raise about 400 quid or whatever it is, it's 400 quid for the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, we are having an opening day.
Yeah.
See, that's only, you see, where it says we're sort of, we're off the beaten path sort of thing. It's on an estate, you see.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
all
industrial buildings sort of thing.
In Esme Port.
In Esme Port, yeah.
Right.
On the Rossfield.
I'll have to talk to you about it because I'd like to help in that respect. I can only help with music.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if there's live music and an event, people will come and listen to some
the
good
main
quality
thing
live
is,
music.
We've got, so this time next year, we will have to be out of that shed. This is our main thing, we will have to be out of that shed, and we're looking for other premises.
Right.
Now the council have offered us the community centre.
Right. Is
That
that
will
for,
get us or not, we don't know.
is that just for you to get together?
No,
Is
the
that to
community
set up a
centre-
workshop and all that?
No, the community centre is not used now.
Right.
It's this new building.
Right.
The council don't want to sell it.
Right.
You see, they want to keep it. And so they're talking about giving it to us, he said, for a peppercorn rate. You see.
Right.
And it's a brilliant building.
Right.
And it's handy for the same. My son is next door to it, so.
Yeah.
But you know, no, it is a brilliant building.
Yeah.
And we've been to have a look at it, but it's our dream to get that.
Right.
If we don't get that, we'll have to get something or it'll finish.
Yeah. Right.
It's not easy to get premises,
Right.
especially you
So
see
this is in Ellesmere Port.
Yeah.
Right, and this is the a community centre in Ellesmere Port.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
You'll have to give me some when we finish and if you give me some information, you know, I could see if I could, because I know a few. I'm not saying I could help, but I know a few people out that way who are like who I could contact and talk to, respect to what they do in Ellesmere Port with other stuff they've got, because there's the prostate cancer in Esmeport, in the city building. I think it was in Edinburgh. So I know a few people over that way who I could speak to who might be able to help. I don't know, in respect of with this community centre, they might know someone who could be able to help. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Well, yeah, I say it belongs to the council, and
Yeah.
they says we can have a peppercorn then, but it seems to be. We won't know anything, I don't think, until around about July.
yeah,
There's some is he voting or something in
some local election or
the
something.
local elections?
Yeah,
And I think we won't get it till after the elections, if we get, you know.
Right.
But we need to get it. If we, even though we paid 12 months rent up front, if they said we could have that for a peppercorn rent, well, we could just start moving gradually.
right.
Start moving the setting each section up.
What's a peppercorn rent? I don't know what's.
A peppercorn rent is a sort of, you pay £5 a year,
Right.
and but you're responsible for the building.
Right, okay then. So the maintenance and everything of it, and
You're responsible for the building, and you have to bring it up. There's a few premises I know, houses I know around Bromley who
Yeah.
pay peppercorn rent,
yeah,
you see. And it's all to do, they pay small rents beginning of the year,
Yeah.
and then that'll be you, and then they're responsible for the property.
yeah, right. Okay.
Everything to do with the property.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
There's a couple of things I wanted to touch on really. One was, I want to ask you both really. We all have, and then I'll come back to it in a minute. We all have in our life something. Obviously, we have more than one thing,
Yeah.
but we all have something that that we've gone through. Then we've come through the other side, and it's been like how, you know, when you look back at it, you realise what strength you earn from it. You know, so whether it's like grief or a health issue or like a relationship breakdown or things like this. So would you mind just having a little think, guys, and just have a think of what your something is, right? So I've got a poem that I want to read about your something. Right?
Yeah.
Before I do that, so we're getting towards that sort of time now, and we always finish off, George, with Julie does his. We have he does a signature, a theme tune. We have our own theme tune.
We've got a theme song,
Julia does it.
Yeah.
There's a couple other things I wanted to just quickly say. Obviously, thank you to Avanti and Laura for the room. We're really, really appreciative of the space.
Without a doubt.
Again, if you are watching, if you know of anybody who you think would like to be in George's seat here, I don't know whether they'll be able to do as good a job of being a guest as George.
You've got to be able to sing.
Please get in touch. If you want to work with us, you want to help us in any way we do it. It's not just here. It's good to talk. We're present in the community. We have a drop-in space in this room on a Friday as well. You're welcome there. It's 12 till 6. And this Friday coming, actually, we've got. I'm glad I remembered this.
Yeah.
This Friday coming, actually, we've got a special event in the morning. So we have 2 people from Halton Borough Council. One is the Community Development Officer, and one is the Regeneration Project Officer. And you can come along, have a chat about getting funding, help and advice for your group or organisation. Also, if you've got any ideas that you think can be done for Runcorn Town Centre, so maybe there's a plot of land or a building that you think might be, maybe you could do this, you've got an idea. There's going to be a guy here who you can actually talk to and give your ideas to this Friday, the 10th, from 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'll be down.
So thanks to Avanti for letting us use the room, thanks to Laura, like I said. And slightly lost my train of thought there. I wanted to recommend something else apart from vitamin D as well, mushrooms. So mushrooms are a superfood, absolutely superfood.
I'm glad you said that.
Well, actually, do you know what? The other kind of mushrooms, there's a lot of research in them to do with microdosing. Research that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, mushrooms are superfood. So for healthy
Beetroots.
Beetroots. Is that a good one? Yeah. Oh really? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, with whether it's beetroots or mushrooms, if it's such a good food, like what I do with my son Zach, like this is how I cheat it. He doesn't like mushrooms. He says. Even though a couple of years ago we did like a taste test with blindfolds, And then we said, what's this? He's like, that's nice, what is it? Mushroom. But he insists that he hates mushroom. So what I do is I chop it up really, really small. So then I'll put it into a meal, if it's pasta or a curry or whatever. So he doesn't even know it's there because it's so small. So that's the tip of mushrooms.
That's exactly
And the other thing I wanted to say about quickly was, it was something you just touched on before, I can't remember what it was now, but it was about, the local elections, when you said it was like elections coming up or something. So I discovered yesterday that the idea that we have in this country, democracy, is about going to vote, right, is not actually correct, apparently. So there's apparently, let's check all this out for yourself, I only heard this yesterday. Apparently we have a constitution in this country, right? And it goes back a long way. Now, part of that constitution is that when you have a jury in a court, that they're not just judging the innocence or guilt of that person. Actually, what they're also responsible for, supposed to be responsible for, is judging whether the legislation that person is being tried by is good or not. So it was really, really interesting to me. So it's like, essentially, as people, because we're supposed to be, like, the people are supposed to be the ones in charge, right? The government's supposed to be working for the people. So the government aren't, by our constitutional law, the government aren't supposed to be the ones in charge. They're supposed to work for us. And the idea is that the people have their say by jury. So that when you have a trial of somebody, you're looking at whether the law that person is being judged on is good or bad. So I only found that out yesterday. So.
But most of the time the law is bad. It's simple as that. Absolutely.
Okay, guys. So before we get onto the song and the last bits, let me read this poem for you. So we were saying before, have you got something? I said to you, have you got that something that you've been through that maybe? For me. I'm going through a relationship breakdown now, right? And I've had my dad die and things like that. So those are some of my somethings that I've been through. So what about you? What would your something be?
I was a compulsive gambler. You know what I mean? And I had to go to Gamblers Anonymous.
Oh,
in Chester to get over that. But there's no magic formula with a compulsive gambler and that kind of addiction. There's no magic formula. It's been like 10 years now since I packed that in, and it's willpower. It's having the mental capacity to recognize that you are a compulsive gambler, and understanding that you're the only one who's got the power to give it up. And you can't give it up for someone else. You can't give it up for your wife, your kids. You can't give it up for anyone else but yourself. Although it affects a lot of people, you have to give it up for yourself, because you've got to want to do it in the first place to give it up. And there's loads of books and stuff like that, and books to read. But the only way you can get over gambling, in my eyes, and I'm no expert, I'm just saying this, is to recognize that is your compulsion, and you have to want to give it up. You can't decide, I'm giving up because my wife says I can, or because my kids are blah blah. You've got to really want to do it. Yeah. And they used to say to, when I go to a meeting, they'll say to you, you can't carry money. Well, I did. I still carry money, because if that's the only way that I'm going to be able to give up gambling, then I'm not really giving up gambling, because I'm not. The only reason I can give up gambling because I've got no money on it. That's not the point for me. The point was, I'm going to be able to have money in my pocket and still not go and gamble. And so you have to fight that. You have to fight that every day, every single day. Because I live right across from bookies, so it wasn't, and walk past it every day and seeing it. So that was the hardest thing. But that's the only way. That was my thing.
I think you've got to be proud of it, haven't you?
I'm 100%
like
proud.
The smoking thing. So between us, all three of us have stopped an addiction.
Yeah.
It's not easy, is it? It's
not.
No. It's not. It's a very, like you said, the compulsion to have an addiction, whether it's smoking or alcohol or gambling or Even people being addicted to gaming with dopamine, because it's all about the dopamine. It's hard to get out of, isn't it? But it's not impossible.
Yeah. How about you, George?
What's your something?
Well, the only thing I was actually before I started at Many Sheds, I just cut myself off. I had my bungalow in Oswald had the allotments at the back, and they had chickens and that. And that was my world. That was my world. You know what I mean? And I didn't, you know, if anyone comes to visit me, sort of thing, it's Susie.
Yeah.
And it was, I just, you know, and I used to have the sun at the back of the house, you see, and I had seats back there, and like a little porch, right? And I'd sit there reading and things like that, you know, and I was just quite happy. And even if next door shop was over,
leave me alone.
And you know, I mean, I was quite, but it was, I was going really, and I was getting that way. Found myself getting a bit short-tempered sort of thing.
Become very insular kind of thing.
If I went shopping and I see someone I know, I'd go the other way round. I've done it. Yeah, I'd go the other way round. You know. And it's what's the name? Just, you know, quite happy. And it was, but I thought it was bad, like, you know. And I was acting like an old man. And at the time, remember, I was only in sort of mid to late 60s. I was acting like an old man, you know. And you know, don't want to do that for at my age. You know what I mean? And then when I went to Sheds, and I seen fellas there, like, you know, who were older than me, but younger. In a lot of ways, like, you know.
Wake up call.
Brought me back to my old self.
You
know, and it's, you know, it's started making things and that, laughing and jumping with the lads and that, like, you know. And when they found us, what's the name? I kept chickens. So my nickname was Chicken George.
Yes, Chicken George.
And then when I moved up to Frodsham, we say, well, I've kept chickens for about 14 years. And I do miss chicken work. When I moved up to Frodsham, sheds, these sets of sheds, you don't keep chickens now. So it's chickenless George. I've even got a mug at Sheds. Chickenless George.
I love that, mate. So you came through it, and I'm really happy you did, because I think you're ace, mate.
Fantastic.
I think of you as a friend, and I really appreciate.
Brilliant meeting you, George. Brilliant, you know. I could sit there. I know. We have to get together. And tell some stories, you know, over a pint or something, you know. That'd be great.
You have to watch you now, because you only need a couple of pints, and that's it, isn't it?
Well, no. You know, I don't get drunk actually. I don't get. I mean, I used to go to Liverpool. At 1 o'clock in the day. Right. And just when I was a Birkenhead. And I'd get be in Liverpool at 1 o'clock. Start drinking, and I had all my little washes go round. Like, you know, and the visiting different groups and that. And I'd be getting the night bus home. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
You know.
That's a good session.
And I think what I used to do is I'd have a couple of pints, you see, and then you start feeling a bit that warm feeling. You know, and then I'd go on a big Bacardi and Coke. And that was a lot.
That's it.
You know, that's
That's another something that you came through, really, isn't it? Because once you start getting used to that feeling, it's so easy to then slide all the way down.
I started enjoying that feeling, that warm feeling.
That's it.
I can give a shit.
You're a really good actor, you know. You're a really good actor. So guys, we're going to, if you got your guitar ready, I'm going to read this, say thank yous, and then play us out with that song.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing your something, George and Junior.
Yeah.
So this is something I wrote in January 21.
Right.
Crazy, 2021 is like 2 years ago.
It's mad how long it's gone.
Yeah. So this is called Your Something. Okay.
Yeah.
Something happened to you in your life. Something which hurt you so bad. Something that hit you so hard. Something knocked you out flat. Something else is obvious though too, but it's something that comes from you. Something that's plainly true. Something you need to remember. Something which will help you. That something, it didn't break you. That something just knocked you down. That something didn't end you, and that something isn't now. Now there's something I want to tell you, something you should heed. Something about your life, something which you need. Your something is your victory. You made it here so far. Your something is your barometer of how high you can raise your bar. Your something is your battle, not ending in defeat. Your something means you can win your fight. Your something is victory. Be proud of your something because you're not a victim now. That something in your history, it let you show you how some things come along to try and break you down. How you won't give in and surrender. Your proof is in the now. So go and look in the mirror, be proud you made it here, of how you overcame your something, of facing up to fear. Your somethings don't define you, they do give you the chance to go, and curl up in a ball and hide, or stand up and say no. So we've all had that something, right? And instead of, you're not a victim anymore. Sorry, George, what did you say?
Just going to say, have you ever, that was good, really good, really good. Yeah, did you write that yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Have you ever wrote a song?
Yeah, this is one now.
Oh yeah. What's the name? Not like a song, like I said, but one time I did write a song.
Yeah.
That, and I thought was too nice, and I sang it to myself, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was funny because it came off watching the television.
Yeah.
And this fella, they found him, and he was had dementia and moving around. And he didn't know what his name was.
Yeah.
Didn't know his name, and it was on the television and that.
Yeah.
And no one come across, no one knew of this one. You know.
Yeah.
And it's sort of one of the things, it played on my mind.
Yeah.
And I've actually got so many words I wrote, you know.
Can you sing it, John? Can you sing it like?
Hey.
Do you remember the words?
Yeah, it was. Roughly, I remember. I've got it written down more detail at home now. It goes, nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows who I am. I don't know, nobody knows, because nobody knows who I am. My name, it might be Sam. It might be Desperate Dan. I don't know, nobody knows, because nobody knows who I am. It goes on a couple of verses, you know.
That's awesome.
And, yeah.
Poetry as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but it goes on more than that. You know?
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
Got all,
You have to get the words. I can put some music to that.
could you? Yeah.
Yeah. You've already got the tune on. I'm going to just find it. Yeah. You think the tune. I'll remember that tune in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, next time, see, I'll.
Yeah.
What's the name?
I'll put some music to that. Next time you come on, I will be able to play it. Do it.
Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah.
Maybe on a Friday when you're free.
Yeah.
Because on a Friday here, because you came tried to come last Friday.
Yeah, I came down last Friday. Yeah.
So maybe we could just do it on a Friday where because we do the drop in.
Yeah.
So you can just come in. Bring your guitar.
Put some music.
Well, I'll come down again on a Friday because Sheds now is at the moment is only open 4 days a week. You see.
Oh right, okay.
They're open on Friday.
Right.
That's awesome.
We had to cut down because of the to save on gas and
of course.
lucky.
All right, look forward to that.
So,
So guys, thank you ever so much, George. Mate, honestly, it's been an absolute
brilliant,
pleasure.
George.
It was. We got up this morning. It was like ice. The car was iced over. It was freezing cold.
He got me also dad. 7:30 on a Monday morning. Icy Monday morning.
But do you know what's funny? And this is why, like this whole thing, I tell you this a lot, don't I? I'm a big believer, 100% in, right person, right place.
Yeah.
So that, you've told me about that song before that you wrote. And how long ago was that?
A few years ago, quite a few years ago.
So you had a choice when I spoke to you the other day about this, and you had another choice this morning, and that choice was to either come along or not come along, right? And you made a decision. Because you made that decision, then you've now got...
Exactly,
You know what I mean? And that's what I love about life. Like, you've never
I'm
known what's
going to be a pop star.
Tell me, George, we're there. We're there.
Right, thank you ever so much, Junior, as well.
No
mate,
worries.
that's absolutely awesome, dude.
No worries.
Thank you, Junior. Thank you, George. Thank you, Laura. Thank you to Avanti. Thank you for anybody watching now live or later on. If you need anything, please get in touch. You want to share anything, please get in touch. And if you are struggling at the moment, please remember that it's temporary. You don't have to live in it, you're just passing through it. You know, however dark it is, you've got to remember that the sunshine will come after. And sometimes you have to hold on, and sometimes you've got to hold on tight. I know that, I've been there, I think we all have.
Yeah.
But you can see the other side, okay? And also, reach out, you don't have to do it alone. If you look up here, share the load, okay?
Yeah.
So, thank you very much. Julie is going to play us out. Have a great day.
Sometimes you feel you can't carry on. This life is supposed to be this way. I'll have tomorrow for today. The thing that I got made, the origin is like faith. You don't say I told you so. So you pick yourself up and you start again. That's when you find out who's your friend. The one who's there when you're feeling bad. Makes you happy when you're sad. You never know what you got till it's gone. And the memory lingers on.